Hey Hugs, Jamie here. Just a reminder, this podcast has merch. That's right. All you have to do is head to our website, uglytruth.com, find the new merch tab, click on it, and you'll be whisked away to our store where you will find the exclusive lip and clip bag, as well as the Uglee t-shirt, hoodies, and all the other accoutrements that you could possibly imagine, because I need options and you should too. So treat yourself this holiday season, buy all the gifts for the loved ones, and then go to our website and buy your own. Thank you so much for supporting the Uggs. Welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is episode 506, the final episode of 2020 Shit Show. Ugh! Ugh! Ugh!
I'm like,
Yay!
Stephanie.
Well, she got cut off. She was like,
No, she doesn't get cut off. We've had this discussion.
Oh.
Apparently, according to producer Dub, it's a discussion we've had multiple times.
well, now we're having it again.
So we're going to have it again.
No, it's okay. I believe you, whatever it is.
No.
Because the audience is just like, we hear you! Shut up!
Is when we do our ugh, they're so high that it actually cuts the mic, so we can't hear each other's uggs.
Oh, okay.
I know, isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is strange. Okay.
Welcome to The Ugly Truth, everybody. Stephanie is sitting in today. Yay! Because why not? Because it's it's anything can happen here. So that's why we're doing it. So hi, Stephanie.
Hola. My voice is like,
God, do you need more water?
I'm trying not to drink the last of my drops.
You're trying to save it so when you start coughing.
Well, yeah. I mean, no.
Oh, you
I'm
know,
dehydrated.
producer Dub is just a text away.
Oh,
that's
I would never.
Oh, no, you wouldn't, but she would. She's probably already texting.
No.
No, I'm not. Okay, so a couple of things before we get it. We have a lot to go over today, ladies. So, because it's the last year, I have a few things that I want to do with you guys.
Okay.
All right, first of all, last week, I had a zit of epic proportions inside my nostril.
OMG, me too.
What?
Did you say me too, Paula?
No, I said I hate those. No.
Oh,
I
God.
didn't say
No,
me
I literally
too.
did. Go.
Hashtag me too.
Legit.
That's not funny.
Whatever. Anyway,
That was funny.
you know what? Some of those women could have just slapped someone and it would have been
Right?
over. We
I
didn't have to make it a thing, all right? There's no reason to cancel everyone
I
just
think I
because.
told Olivia that the other day. I'm like, stop being a victim. So
God, it's like I've
I'm
heard
doing
some of them.
everything I can to try and toughen her up. I'm just like, stop it.
I have to tell you, Paula, when I've heard some of these stories, they're like, anyway, he did this to me, and I didn't know what to do. And I'm just like, you go pull your fucking pants up, you asshole panty waist, and get the fuck out of my way, you dick. You should be so lucky I'm not a card-carrying gun owner. I'd blow your
Right?
dick off.
Or you just walk straight up to them and kick them straight in the fucking balls.
That
because that
works.
shit hurts as hard as you can.
That
and then
works.
you
And
take
that's-
whatever weapon they have, stick your stiletto
They
straight
don't
in
have
their
a weapon.
throat.
They're just trying to be
and
converted.
I am not talking about assault.
No.
I'm talking about these guys who think they can get away with exposing their penis in an office. What
Right.
the fuck?
Who does
I'd be
that?
like, and these women are reporting it to HR, and I'm like, well, that would be the last thing I would do.
Me
The first thing
too.
I'd be like, we need a janitorial service in so-and-so's office. He's a stain on the fucking carpet because he's an idiot. Like, I don't get
And
it.
by the way, he has his pants down, so close your eyes when you walk in.
Yeah, so he has his pants down. Don't be prepared to laugh.
Right.
So speaking of swollen, I had what I assume was a marble in my nostril, my left nostril. It was so bad that when I fell asleep, I dreamt that I had a marble in my nose. And when I woke up, I couldn't breathe, and I was like, what? Do I have
And it hurts so bad.
Do I have a growth? And I was looking and I couldn't see. And you know, it looks or it feels worse than it looks, because when I'm
Yeah.
looking in there, I'm like, okay, that should
feels
not
huge.
That should not be causing this kind of discomfort.
Right.
Was it so big that it penetrated the outer skin?
No, but it was so.
Oh, mine did.
What I wonder
Well, in my mind, it did.
is if it was just more swollen than round. Because
Yeah.
trust me, I tried to poke it.
Oh, I squeezed it. Well, I have these.
You have claws.
Yeah, I have nails on right now.
I
so
have
it's-
worse. I have diabetic punctures for when Bo has to get his blood sugar done.
So you have needles.
Paula.
Well, I have syringes too.
Oh my god! Do you extract
Him getting
liquids?
diabetes was the worst thing for my skin. I'm
Oh my
telling
God,
you.
I could never own those because
syringes?
I just never thought about it until she said it. I'm like, oh my God, those could be brilliant.
My mouth is watering right now in a good way. I cannot tell you how many times I have prevented myself from buying X-Acto knives at Michael's.
Well, they're all over
So
my
many
house.
times.
I'm married to a painter. I can find all kinds of sharp objects
I have
that have
found-
never been used.
God, the only thing that prevents me from doing stuff like that is nerve endings. If I could just do it and not feel it, there are so many things I would do.
Oh God, I power through that shit.
I was about to say, apparently we have like a really high pain threshold for that type
Really?
of thing.
Really?
Because I can barely squeeze on Jerry. I mean, I'm talking like minimal pressure, and he's like,
Oh,
like
God.
I'm killing him. I'm like, are you serious? I could practically squeeze my nose off, and
my God.
my eyes won't even water.
But have you ever had him pop a zit on your back?
Would he do it?
No, because
I don't get them.
I don't get them on my back. I do have one reoccurring blackhead that's right on my shoulder for some strange
Interesting.
reason. But I think because
I love
I've
those.
squeezed it so many times, the pores gotten bigger. So
It's
now
dilated?
Well, and so then like everything deposits there.
Oh my God.
So now I check it on the regular because I'm like, is it time? Is it ripe? Is it
Okay,
ready?
I don't care which one of us does it, but one of us has to get to Dr. Pimple Popper post haste. I want someone.
Can't watch that. Do you
What?
watch it?
Oh, yes.
Well, let me tell you this. This was actually a big gut punch moment in Victor and I's relationship.
What?
He
Tell me
had a
about it.
reoccurring blackhead on his chest somewhere,
Did
and
it dilate?
it had been popping I had been popping it for years. I had to wait like every couple of weeks, but it
Yeah,
was like my
that's
go-to.
my back.
I
But mine's tiny. It's a
I had to
pain.
film
Yeah.
through the hair. I had to locate it. I'm like, oh, there
my
it is.
God,
Oh,
Paula.
trust
Paula, you
me.
sound like you're Jane Goodall.
And so I found it, and I'm like, oh, there he is. Like, it was just my little guy in his specific location. I would find it. I knew it was ripe, ready to go. At some point, and I don't know why he did this, other than he just must have hated me, but he said that it got irritated or bothered or infected. He cut it out with his knife, and
So now it's gone because the pore's
it's
gone.
gone. And I'm like, you did what?
No.
And he's just like, well, it was infected or it was irritated. And he's like, I didn't, I just plucked it out. He's like, I didn't mean for the whole thing to come out. I'm like,
He cut
why-
the pore
why
off. That's crazy.
I'm like, why would you remove? I'm like, that's my. I'm like, why would you take that away
You're
from
so
me?
gross.
I'm just like, God.
You
I'm
haven't been
like,
married long enough now because it takes a lot. It has to be something visible for me to say, okay, I'm going for it. Because I'm not like,
but I mean, that was my thing for years. I'm like, I get like nothing, and then the one joy I had with you got rid of. Like,
popping this
can I never
ginormous
have
blackhead you
anything?
have.
God, I'm like,
It
was
wasn't
free.
the sex, it was the dilated pore.
I'm like, I get nothing,
So
nothing.
gross.
And the one pleasure I had, you just had to remove.
You know what? I would look at him and be like, you're so unattractive to me right now. It's like,
Find a new zit or we're done.
oh, okay. So speaking of siblings, you guys need to watch the Bee Gees documentary.
I have it DVR'd, but I just have not had a chance to watch it. It was on like Monday, right?
When I saw it, she's like, I'm so touched. I'm pretty sure you said I almost cried. Which I'm just like, again, Jamie, you don't have to say it. Only if you don't cry.
Listen, it wasn't, I didn't cry at all during the documentary, but here's what's cool. First of all, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of stuff about them that I was completely unaware of. I don't know the history, the background of the Bee Gees other than Saturday
Are they
Night.
brothers or no?
Yes.
Most of them are dead. I think there's one left, right?
Barry Gibb is all that's left.
Yeah.
Everybody else has passed away from one thing or another. Andy Gibb was their baby brother.
And he died of overdose.
He died at 30, and he had a heart attack
Yeah.
from cocaine. He was clean.
sad.
And what I didn't know is that he was on his own. They actually, he begged them
Dude,
to.
I love his song so bad.
Andy Gibb, he begged his big brothers to be in the Bee Gees. He desperately wanted to be with
And why
them
did they
because
want
he
him?
was so much younger than they were, like a lot younger than them. He was like a
like
baby
me
with
His voice was amazeballs.
he was a baby when they were already famous.
Yeah.
Like he was really young. And so when
Must have been a surprise.
when he was 16, they were huge from Saturday Night Fever already. Which by the way, that whole thing is so interesting.
So he wasn't even in Saturday Night Fever?
No.
No. And so
He was so determined to be famous, though.
they said, you guys have to, the brother said, you have to cut your teeth on performing. You have to have some stage work, blah, blah, blah. So he became pseudo famous in their home, which was Australia, is where they're from.
Oh.
And so when he finally,
See how it pops up just by me handing?
Andy Gibb,
I just want to be your everything.
I just want to be
Literally one of my favorite songs ever.
everything. Oh, there's so many good songs. So that's the thing. You will literally sing through the entire movie.
Yes.
The whole documentary. And the reason here's the reason why I got teary at the end, and it's only for this.
It's like a brother thing, right?
The only reason that you guys will love it is because you know what it's like to be tight with your siblings. It's not. That is what carried me through this movie the whole time, because they're talking like working with your
so close.
Working with your siblings, I should say sisters, working with your siblings or your brothers is the greatest and the worst thing ever, because you will never harmonize that way with anybody else on the planet, but you will also fight so hard, right? Because you know each other and you know each other's weak spots.
Totally.
See, that's what scares me is that if we ever did work together, I would never want it to get to a point where we ended up hating each other.
No. Well, here's the thing with them. The reason why they actually broke up for a year, and the reason, and this was early before they were ridiculously huge, they broke up because nobody talked to each other.
Like, unless they were working.
They didn't even communicate. And like Barry Gibb and Maurice had the best voices, and they had egos, and they both wanted to be lead singer, and they didn't want to share, and they never talked about it. They just harbored resentment.
Yeah.
We do not have that problem.
No, because
we communicate constantly.
That's true.
But at the end,
not to say we wouldn't fight though.
Well, I mean, I think we also see that's the thing is men have egos and women really don't, and we also know who has what strength. So
we do know our strengths.
Let's say a singing group, we'd be like, okay, so and so could definitely do this song. I can't. Yeah. But this song, I know I'd do better, and so like it would be divvied up equally.
So my point is that you can actually take that mentality with anything though. Like what, God forbid we became the next Josephina Rogans of the podcasting world. You know, we would know what we're good at and who's better at what, right? But anyway, they interviewed the Jonas Brothers, Oasis, all these people who've worked with their brothers.
Oh yeah, and Radicals,
Hanson did not get interviewed. That would have been a good one, actually. Yeah. Anyway, so it was they were really focusing on the relationship the brothers had and how much it changed and how they got better as they got older.
Yeah, what did the Jonas Brothers have to say? I'm curious.
They said the same thing. They said it is so hard to work with your brothers, but it is literally the most satisfying thing you will ever do in your whole life, and you will never regret a moment of it. It's like, it's just because you're family.
I can totally get it.
Yes.
Well, and I guess if you had to choose, I mean, you probably wouldn't want to work with anybody else.
I wouldn't.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you think about a lot of famous bands, all these documentaries and stuff, they all pretty much fight about the same damn thing. Yeah. But the bands where they're not related, they usually always break up at some point. Yeah. And go off and do solo. You know, look at Steve Perry. After all of these years.
Look at the Beatles.
Decades. Yeah. He will not go back to Journey under any because of the way
the fallout.
Yes, because they were all jealous of the fact that he was the lead singer. Yeah. There were other talented singers in the band.
Is that what it was?
Yes,
because he was like the. Yeah, but that's the thing is his voice was so trademark for the band.
It was, but there were other people who could sing too. They just weren't as good. And
Neil Schon.
Yes, well, that other guy too. The one that sings "Just the Same Way You Love Me."
That's the same way you love you.
But that's also the same thing with Queen. Is that Queen had other singers, but they also
that other guy. They fought.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, they broke up. They broke up.
They fought mostly about the songwriting, though, not so much.
Well, they wanted credit.
They wanted credit. They didn't want it to be all him.
Yeah, it was all about money.
My point is that it was really based on their relationship as siblings, and so that really hit me hard because we're really tight.
Yeah.
We are, I think. So at the end, Barry's the only one left. All of them are gone. Literally all of them.
Or the youngest?
He's the oldest.
Middle?
He's the oldest.
God, that's
weird would that be?
So he's still married to the love of his life. They got married a long time ago, and they're still together.
Aww. That'd be hard to continue on, though. I mean, if you
he still performs,
I don't even know if
he does perform. But what they ultimately ended up doing was they all segued into songwriting. Wait till you find out who they wrote for.
Oh, cool!
It is
really
awesome.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch
it. It's the weekend. I can watch it. Yes,
you'll love it. So anyway,
I'm so excited.
It doesn't.
I'm drinking wine in my room tonight, watching it. I'm so excited.
You have to text me when you watch it.
I don't even care if people make fun.
So anyway, the very last line.
That's like my blissfulness, though, drinking wine in my room with the door shut and watching something that nobody else wants to watch.
That sounds amazing. I don't have that. I have a Pablo in my life. He wants to be in my skin.
Well, no, he'll come in, but then I just give him the death look like, get out. He's like,
unless I'm crying, he won't. Okay, no, the very last line of the documentary, though, is what hit me the hardest. And he said,
oh my God.
we worked together so well. We wrote all these amazing songs, and that's what we're actually known for now, and all that. He said, I'd give it all away to have my brothers here.
Aww, that was the last line.
That was the last line of the entire thing. He goes, I'd give it all up if my brothers were here.
Oh
and I just went, right?
ugly cry.
So true.
Because I thought of you guys immediately. I was like,
Of course.
Right.
my sister, I love that so much.
God.
And I was like,
plus
oh.
they've had such an amazing career. I mean, think of all the like really amazing moments where they were alone and looking at each other like, can you believe we're here? Can you believe there's 100,000 people out there waiting for us?
Wait until you see this document. If it doesn't win an Oscar, I don't know what should.
It's HBO, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. I
You
cannot wait.
will love it. I sang through the entire thing. I said, I knew all these songs and I just didn't realize.
Yeah.
And what was funny is I said, I know I'm going to get crucified for saying this publicly, but I would almost say that they transcend the Beatles when it comes to influence.
I agree.
And they never
Maybe for Americans, yeah.
They never broke up. They had a rift. They had a falling out like siblings do, but they missed each other so desperately. They even admitted it on television shows. They're like, "Do you miss your brother?" And he's like, "I absolutely miss my brother." Aww. And it's like that is how you know.
I'm so excited. Can't wait.
You'll love it. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. You guys, probably you should try to watch it if you can.
Yeah.
I think you would really love it. Okay, I want to go over some of the topics that we discussed this year because we talk about so much stuff on this show that I forget. So I did a quick rundown of the things that we have discussed. Now, the overall, the things that we talked about the most, regardless of the topics, were these. Perimenopause, because we talked about it all the time.
God.
Well, because I'm day old bread now, I feel like I'm dying. So I'm dried up.
Sound like me.
Diabetic dogs.
Yes,
cats.
yes.
Bo.
Poor Bo.
The UFC. And we also dissected many dreams this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those were the overarching things that tended to come into our shows all the time.
Really?
We need to change. That sounds like we're fucking old ladies.
It's like, what is this, the Golden Girls?
Seriously.
Well, that's what I'm telling
Thank you. For
you.
being a friend.
Right?
Okay, but these are some of the things, these are some of the cool things that happened.
Start talking about poise pads next.
What? What's that?
Bladder leakage.
Oh my God, no.
Okay, I'm sure
but you're
that's
talking
come
about
up because when I
perimenopausal.
cough and sneeze, it happens. So
So there you go.
Stop it.
I know
Going
it's come
down
up.
that
It's just
road.
not. It's not just prominent. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so these are the things that these are the main events of that talked about pre-pandemic. This is the stuff that stood out. Olivia's Girl Scout cookie domination. Remember?
Oh, well, I was very unpopular because of my radical philosophies or my ways, because I didn't know you were not allowed to take sexy photos of yourself and encourage people to come buy cookies.
That's right.
Marie.
Buy cookies today.
And then,
you can put cookies
I don't know what prompted this, but all the girls at the stand said, come buy some cookies and take a picture with Mrs. Todd. And I was like, what? And so,
Would you put a lemonade between your breasts?
I didn't. I was
a
just
picture?
taking photos of me in front of the cookie stand, and I was
With
kind of like being a
cleave.
little saucy. I was actually sending them to someone. But anyways, and the
went
one lady,
viral?
she's like, by the way,
Yes.
she's like, we're not really supposed to take pictures of ourselves and tell people where we're at.
The
so they can
other
come buy
moms?
cookies.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, okay. But of course, I showed up like high ponytail, tank top with like, cleave.
And she's wearing terry sweatpants and thongs.
No, I don't know what she
not
had.
butt
Maybe
thongs.
mom jeans or yoga
Thongs.
pants and
flip-flops.
like a green
flip-flops.
T-shirt that said Girl Scout mom or something. And
Right.
Suck it,
I'm
honey.
over there like in my Guns N' Roses T-shirt and my
Come get the cookies, boys.
Come to mama, boys.
Exactly.
Probably didn't watch. Did you watch that movie?
Sure thing. Of course I have.
Sorry, it's funny. I can be spontaneous.
keep on looking at these goodies. They don't stay in the jar.
And not to mention, Olivia, thanks to our listeners, Olivia killed it in the cookie sales.
Oh wow!
Killed it.
Oh my God, love.
Yes, she did. Especially for a first-timer seller. They were very impressed.
We discovered that Goop sells vagina candles.
Yeah, I knew that because I think it's the dumbest thing I've
Please
ever
don't
heard
buy
in
me
my
one. I
life.
was just kidding.
All right.
And I
won't.
hate her. I'm
I know
saying that
you do.
again.
We all do. All medical professionals say, please don't buy anything from her site or listen
I
to
was
her.
hoping she was going to get killed in the movie The Perfect Murder. I'm like, I hope he slices her throat open.
Well,
Get
they
her!
mostly just say that you could actually get labia burns if you steam your vagina.
Oh, by the way, Chris Martin's in the Bee Gees documentary.
Oh, okay.
What?
He doesn't talk about her, though, so.
Well,
But why? I don't know why everyone thinks he's so fantastic.
don't.
I think he's dumb.
It's a documentary. I don't know what to tell. Reach out. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, you know, she's commented before. She's like, well, I am married to one of the greatest singers in the world. I'm like, says
He's
who?
not that great, honey. Sorry.
This year was the year that I admitted to the world that at one time, not that long ago, I recorded myself singing and thinking I was going to submit my voice to the American Idol show.
Really?
I did.
When?
Wait, I thought that was a dream.
No, that was real, Paula. You just don't remember it. I wish it was a dream.
Who did you let listen to it? Daryl?
Nobody.
Not even Daryl?
I recorded
No, 'cause
myself.
when she listened to it for real, she's like, oh my God.
I recorded myself and went, "Oh my God!
What was I thinking?
This is not my path. This is not my journey." No.
Well, I'm glad you realized it and didn't do it.
Oh my God.
So many don't.
I would have ended up being a joke audition.
No.
I would have. They would have been like, "Well, that was something. We really like your hair." Yeah. No.
I sing all the time in the kitchen when I'm cooking dinner. I think I can hit notes and things like that. And then I asked Victor, like, I'm like, you think I sing pretty okay, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, you know, you do pretty good. I'm like, you know, like, I could probably sing well. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you know, for the kitchen and stuff, yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean for the kitchen? And he's like, no, I mean, he's like, you know, like, for what
Paula,
you do. And
do me a favor. Record yourself.
Oh,
and
God.
even in the greatest of acoustics, do it in your shower. Record yourself, and then you
Listen
tell
to
me.
it.
And if you are really proud of it, publicly post it, and then we'll go. We'll go.
Yeah, if I sing now, Jeff sticks his hand over my mouth. He's like, "Shut up!"
Oh my God.
Like he gets annoyed.
Really harsh.
Well, I love to annoy him, though.
you know what? I would probably just have an automatic reflex of smacking him in the face. I know that's not right, but if my kids ever try to cover my mouth and tell me to shut up,
No, he'll chase me around, like trying to
I'll
with his little
slap him.
hand up because I keep doing it.
I think that this was last week we were talking about this, but I did remind Paula that when I was pushing out my last child that I slapped Mom in the mouth to tell her to shut up.
I do remember that. Oh my
And on that note, I have a bone to pick with you, woman.
What? I didn't send you a picture of a baby coming out of a snatch on my
According
messenger.
to
okay, that was
Paula.
funny because I'm like, oh, I found a picture of when Lauren was a newborn.
I hated you. I'm like, I thought that was real, Paula, until I saw the tattoo on the person's hand.
You thought someone took a picture of your vagina?
Yes.
Well, I know how you are, and I'm like, I wish I could witness the mortified look on her face right now.
It was so funny. No, the face that she is looking at is angry eyes because according to Paula, you lamented when you were holding my leg as I was pushing out a human being in the world that my leg hands had an odor.
Your leg hands?
No, you told me that her feet smelled.
Is this true?
Yeah, you're just like, you were holding her leg and you turned back and look at me and you're like, God, her feet smell.
I don't. I mean, I guess maybe
You don't remember?
I do remember it. I probably
It was
said
Mackenzie.
I think I said it lovingly.
There is literally no way no one else held the leg other than
No,
Stephanie.
it was me.
Yeah.
I don't
You
remember
had
who's on the other side. Was
socks
it
on,
mother?
but you had been in labor for a really long time, and I don't.
Looking back and hearing myself say that, I don't know why I ever thought that was appropriate. Because I've given birth and I know.
Can I just tell you that
There's
Paula
nothing pleasant about it. In
It
any
had been
way,
a
shape,
long
or form.
time. Her foot was right in your face, and then you kind of just like turned your head because maybe it was just. A
Well, she didn't hear me. Why'd you tell? Asshole.
let me just tell you,
you.
this has been burning in my brain for 2 weeks.
Oh, so you just found out?
Yes.
Oh my God, Paula, you bitch.
I could not
think it
stop
was that
thinking about
big
it.
of a deal. My God.
How would you like it? How would you
Okay,
like
wait
it?
a minute. Hold
Jimmy,
on.
you keep insisting I pooped, and Victor claims
Shut the fuck up.
No,
didn't.
oh my God,
I didn't.
Paula, you absolutely took a shit when you delivered
I-
Olivia. I would swear on my children's life
You
that you did
only
it.
say that because I said you had one tiny poo pebble rolling back and forth.
Okay, well,
when
this
you were
must be
giving-
a thing because you guys told me I did it when I had Lauren, and I had no idea. And
Okay,
I
you weren't there.
I don't
You
know how
were.
you
We
can
did
say
not watch
that.
you deliver
Nobody
a-
was
Somebody-
in
yes, you
there.
did.
Joel was the only one allowed in
Mom.
the room. You didn't have Mom in there when when you delivered Lauren.
I did. I'll have to ask Joel because he'll remember better than me.
Well-
But I know for sure someone told me.
Well, it wasn't me.
It's probably Mother that.
Unless it was the nurse or Joel, I don't know.
No,
but
he would never. Are you kidding me?
even
Well,
like
I
post
don't
Take it to the
divorce,
grave. He knows better. He's like Daryl in that regard. He's like, I'm not saying a fucking thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, this was the year we found out about.
Oh, no, wait. Let me just say one more thing about the foot order thing.
Oh, what?
Okay, how many times when I was 12 or 13 years old, coming home from school in the car, did you guys sit there, all of you, mother included, and tell me how bad my feet stunk? And Mom was like, she's hormonal. She can't help it.
We have discussed this on the show before without you present.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Although Dad was horrific, he was a horrid person, he did have moments. And I remember we would be on like long drives. I don't know where we were ever going. And
Is this gonna end up being about me?
well, so we were all driving and it was long drives and everyone would always take off their shoes. And
Why did we do that?
I don't know, but Mother made us wear Payless shoes, and everybody knows Payless shoes.
In a million years, I would
anybody's
never do
footstick.
that.
so
Right? Not now.
you would silently slip off your shoes because you knew that you were pretty much not allowed to take yours off. And because of certain issues. And so
Why are you beating around the bush? We already talked about it.
so within moments, someone would be like, oh my God, Stephanie, did you take off your shoes? And you're like, I did it. I mean, what's the big deal? You guys have yours off and it's not that bad. And
Hormones.
and so Dad would be like, all right, everybody knock it off. You know, it's not a big deal. Just, you know, it's fine.
Roll down the window.
And, you know, just roll down a window. Everyone's got their shoes off. And so then, like, literally within 5 minutes, I'd be like, God damn, Stephanie, you got to put your shoes back on.
I will say
But
this.
he tried to, like,
He tried to be on your side.
Well, he just tried to be fair and nice. I mean, I don't know.
That's nice of him because he's normally not like that.
No.
Well, I think I cried. It was pretty horrible.
Oh, God. Well, so when this whole thing came up last week, when she told me what you said,
that's what prompted the
that
conversation.
also crossed my mind. I go, you know what? This is kind of karma for all of the times that poor Stephanie was crucified in the car with her issues during puberty. So I kind
what
of...
an issue to have in puberty. There's literally nothing worse.
This last year was when one of the very last things that we did before everything shut down is Paula and I saw Sebastian Maniscalco in Reno.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Oh, that's right.
And then the pandemic hit. And all hell went loose. I was going through all of our shows. We actually started to officially lose it in May. We actually did all right. And then around May, we're like, we can't take it anymore.
That was like 2 months in. God.
Yeah, we really didn't go very long. But some of the fun things we did was, do you remember, Paula, when we each created for each other houses of people that you would want to stay with in the pandemic? Okay, so Paula and I, if you recall in the episode, I can't remember the number, you guys, but there were 4 houses with 4 celebrities, and you had to choose which one you would want to quarantine with.
Like one?
You have to pick a house.
It usually had like
Oh, I gotcha.
like
Okay,
the one really bad person, and I forgot
your
what it was.
favorites. Okay, so I did one for Stephanie, and she's going to do it right now.
Oh, good.
Okay, so Stephanie, these are your quarantine houses, and you have to pick one to stay with, to lock down with. House number 1 contains Jeff Keith from Tesla.
As long as his wife's not there.
No,
it's
this
just
is your
him.
dream.
Just
This is a
him.
fantasy.
All right, yeah.
Jennifer
She wouldn't
Aniston.
like it.
Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
Anthony Bourdain.
Is this all in the same house?
Yes.
Okay.
And Gavin Newsom.
I hate you.
House number 2, Steve Perry, Judge Judy, Michael Voltaggio.
Wait, who's that?
He's a chef that she
you
loves.
guys were giving me crap about with the I vote sticker on his mouth.
Oh, right.
She's laughing. That means you've talked about it.
No.
Okay, go.
No, you talked about it. I'm like, who's the skinny freak? I was just like, you're like, he's a chef. I'm like, I would not want him cooking my food.
He is amazing. Okay, go.
And finally,
Like a hobo.
I have to read these, Paula.
All right,
Not
go
a
ahead.
hobo.
Sorry.
He's rich.
Okay,
Famous.
so house 2, Steve Perry, Judge Judy, Michael Voltaggio, and Mom's ICU nurse.
Which one?
The one that I yelled at, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
House
see
number
that
3, Axl Rose, Ellen DeGeneres, Khloe Kardashian, or your ex-neighbor,
Oh, God.
the one that lives in a tent.
Got it. I knew who you were talking about.
House 4, Mariah Carey, Martha Stewart, Captain Lee, and our stepfather.
Oh, my God.
Okay, that's an automatic out. Just automatically.
So which
that should
house
just
would
be-
you want to be quarantined in?
Okay, so this is going to reveal quite a lot because even though he's probably the most unattractive of all the people you listed, I really want to have sex with him that bad. So
Who?
It would be house number 1.
Jeff Keith?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Because-
I could not listen to throat cancer Newsom.
Well, I do hate him a lot. I do. I don't know why. I voted for him, but I've just...
That's not the point of the
did?
house. That's not the
For
point of
Gavin
the house.
Newsom? You didn't.
I voted for the Republican. I hated him that bad.
Well, 60.
I thought you loved Gavin Newsom.
First of all, 67% of California voted for Gavin Newsom, so that's fine. It doesn't matter. But he's in the house. You can decide any way you want.
I think he's the least... he's not going to be confrontational.
He's the least repellent of the choices.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, because he's a politician, he can,
He'd be-
charm anyone.
Right.
And be not annoying.
Right.
So, yeah. And the Michael Voltaggio house would be a close second, except for who was the person I hated in that.
Mom's ICU nurse.
I didn't hate her that much.
You were mean.
Hey, she was hurting her.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It could be house 2 because I think he's not on meth and I do think he's hot and I would like to have sex with him as well.
Michael Voltaggio?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. All right, well there. Now you've got our houses.
Do you remember what houses we picked or we didn't keep track?
You know what? I did, and I posted them, and you know what? I knew you were going to ask me, and I was going to remind you who we chose, but
Hold on. Let me see.
while you're looking at that, some of the other things that happened post-pandemic on the show, Paula went to Facebook jail for finally offending
that's no
someone
surprise.
so desperately she finally got suspended.
I haven't had it happen to me. Did you?
No, I've never
okay.
been. I've had a warning.
One of them has finally fallen off, and now I have learned to avoid certain
words.
Okay, so I found one of the houses you had tweeted it.
Okay.
And so house 1 was Olivia Newton-John, Adam Sandler, Bret Michaels, and Joanna Gaines. God fucking Lord. The second house was Goldie Hawn, Will Ferrell, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Anne Hathaway.
You picked that one, I think.
I think I did.
Anne Hathaway?
Because she...
Leonardo DiCaprio.
How
Are
can you
kidding
avoid
me?
Leo. Yeah, you're
can't.
right. You're right.
It's like how much are you willing to sacrifice to be with the one that you
Right.
really want to be with?
Gavin Newsom.
Plus Will Ferrell. I mean,
Yeah.
God, he's so hilarious to me. And Goldie Hawn, she's just a delight.
She's a delight.
Well, the Martha Stewart had one, Me Tempted.
I know, with Captain Lee. This was also the year that Paula and I actually have a show in common on television because we do not watch the same kind of TV.
Right? I don't watch the same as you guys either.
Alone.
Oh, yeah. I watched one episode. Or no, I watched one season.
Season 6 was the best season of them all.
Is that the one where the guy
With
won?
Jordan, yes. He was ridiculously good. Although this last season I really enjoyed as well.
So then I must not
I
have
like the
anything to
season where
compare it
Sam
to.
won.
I binge watched them all. I'm following them all on social media now. I love them all. And they all know each other. That's what's
me,
so great.
Below Deck. If you
Love it.
Have you ever looked at my... can you see each other's? Like, if I look at your Instagram, can I see who you're following? Or do we only see that?
No, you
only
can
see your own.
No, you can click on who they're following.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have to look at their following, though. You don't see the actual...
No.
Yeah.
This was also the year that we celebrated episode 500
Oh.
of the podcast.
When was that? Wasn't it recent?
I think it was
about,
September.
I think it was about 6 episodes ago.
September, October? It was October.
Okay. I wasn't on it, was I?
You were supposed to be on it.
Why wasn't I?
You couldn't do it.
Stephanie, why aren't you ever on the episodes you're supposed to be on?
What? I commit and now I'm going to be there.
Sometimes things just, you're better now. That's for sure. So that is, I mean, in a tiny nutshell, some of the things that we discussed in 2020 on our show this year.
All funny.
Also, we had some epic ugly and awkward moments this year.
I know I didn't.
You didn't have any epic ugly and
I
awkward
don't remember
moments?
anything really epic. I always struggle with those, and I don't know why, because I'm awkward all the time.
The number one thing I had was when my big ass boob pushed over the partition at the grocery store and it shattered.
Oh my God. So funny.
They are still using said partition, and I took a picture of it yesterday, so I'm going to send it to you so you can see what my boob can do. Okay? That was my number one
not in a
awkward
good
moment.
way.
Paula, for you, the only reason that I put it on here is because it happened twice. Every time that you try to show your daughter the Nagarelli from Grease
my
2,
God.
you get hurt or have an awkward moment.
I did it another time?
You had 2 Nagarelli awkward moments this year.
Why do you even...
Really?
Really?
What was the first one?
Same thing. you slid down the hallway and you fell, showing Olivia the that part, and doing the whole "Hey, politics."
Yeah.
Okay, you did not skin your knee on the first one, but you did fall and slip on a pillow, and then this one that you just had recently, where you neglected the pillow or you didn't aim it correctly, and you once again did it, and you skinned your knee really bad. By the way,
I still have a small scab.
yes, and all I can say is this: your daughter allows you to do this to her because she remembers that you did this for her once before. So she's sitting there going, "Mom, do it again."
Let's be honest. Paula isn't doing it to show anybody anything. She's doing it because she wants to, and she can't avoid the compulsion.
Shut your face.
It's true. She feels it boiling up inside until she just has to do it.
I feel like it's my obligation as an UGG mom to show her the things. I mean, who else is going to carry these things? Is Lauren going to do it?
No.
Is Jeff going to do it? I mean, do you see Malia doing it, Jamie? I'm just saying.
I hope my daughter remembers these things.
None of mine are awkward. I'm the only awkward one in the family.
Well, I mean, it's just like if we don't pass on these traditions, who's going to keep doing it?
I know. That's why I have to write a cookbook or something, so that there's something to remember me by when I'm old.
Other than being awkward. Yeah. Well, I'd have to have stories in between. So
for sure. God.
Okay, stop it. Someone's going to steal our idea.
Yes.
Cut that out, Daryl. No, I'm just kidding.
How many quote unquote good ideas we've told Daryl to cut out?
You know what? Actually, we could call the book Ugly Recipes, but then like the recipes, like they wouldn't look necessarily the best, but they
Nailed
would.
it. We're going to do a good, bad, and ugly personal habits.
Okay.
But the reason that we're doing it is because I found this article a while ago about some of the weird shit you don't realize your partner does until you're living together.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time for me since I've had revolutions of Daryl's weird habits or whatever.
Yeah. Paula got to be same too.
Right.
I mean, we've all been with our people for
a long time.
More than 15 years.
But I can remember a couple of things initially, and then we started having a discussion about it because, you know, things that seem very normal to me are odd to others.
Oh.
And so one of the things for Daryl was he had this penchant of we don't drink soda anymore, but when we did, he would drink soda. He would drink all of it, but like 2 sips, and he would set it somewhere like he was going to save it. And he always put it on a windowsill.
Oh, my God.
And there it would stay forever.
That would make me crazy.
It did make me crazy. And then finally I did an experiment once where he left it somewhere and I just said, you know what, I'm not going to do
I'm
it.
going to see how long it's going to be there.
It went on long enough that I got so angry that I said, when the fuck are you going to pick up this can? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm all, this can has dust on it. I'm like, I was
Like,
so...
what are you saving it
And he's
for?
like, oh my God, I didn't even notice. I'm
just
like,
throw it away. Oh, no, you don't know, mister.
I was outraged.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Like,
funny
did
'cause
you
Jerry does
really
something
like
very
experiment to see how long it stayed there? Yes, I did.
Well, it depends on how mad you get, but sometimes those episodes will work to where they stop doing whatever it is. Does he not do that anymore?
He does not do it
Well, you don't
anymore.
drink soda anymore,
but he still doesn't leave beer or anything. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't leave stuff. So there was a couple, these made me laugh. And so things that I never noticed until I moved in with my partner or whatever. And this is the one that made me laugh. And then there's a couple of others. She says, he eats deviled eggs with such a ferocity. He will literally forget to take breaks in between eggs in order to breathe. He'll start sweating. My mother didn't believe me, so made some for him for Christmas and got to witness the horror firsthand. For context, he's a pretty fit dude who eats most of his meals normal. So it's just deviled eggs.
He loves them a lot. I'm kind of like that with sushi.
Yes, you are. And
That's why I
this
eat
one,
alone.
which is very common in our house, shoes in the living room, shoes in the hall, shoes in the bathroom, shoes in the other bathroom, shoes under the kitchen table, under the coffee table, shoes in my trunk, shoes in her trunk,
God.
shoes next to the bed, under the bed, on the bed, shoes.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
We have shoe corners.
And then this one made me laugh. She likes to walk around the house with one sock on and one sock off.
That's weird. I don't
Was
do
she a
that.
toddler?
I don't know. This one.
Is he referring to as like 1.5-year-old?
He likes to slap his ass when he gets out of the shower. He has a certain beat that he keeps, and it's very loud.
Oh my God. That's weird and funny.
Just like when I clap my hands after I brush my teeth.
Right, I know, but I wasn't going to tell anyone.
When Lauren and I were married, like for the first couple years, I used to like, when I was falling asleep, I used to dance.
What?
Like I would
Like
be
laying
like
down?
I would be kind of like shaking a little bit or like, wiggling a little bit because in my mind I was dancing. I don't know why. I always danced before I fell asleep. And then I would kind of like wake up a little bit and I'm like, what? Was I just moving? He's like, yeah. He's all, were you dancing again? I'm like,
Oh my God,
maybe.
that's so funny. Well, that's funny. Daryl, to this day, when he's just fallen asleep after he's done all of his jerking, which a lot of people do when they're falling
Wait.
asleep.
Oh, okay. Jamie,
Not that kind
be
of
careful.
jerking.
Well, okay, Mom, just be careful how you say things.
Sorry.
He totally
No.
gets up on it.
Okay, Mom, I will. I'll watch my tone.
Well, you're just saying after he gets done jerking, I'm like,
So his little body will convulse a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when he's in slumber, out of nowhere, almost every night, or he'll switch it up. He'll be like, and I'm just like, in the morning I'll be like, do you know that you hum in
Does
your
he
sleep?
know?
No. He has no idea. He goes, I do? And I go, yeah. And they go, and you don't even do it during the day. Like, there's no song that you
That's
do.
so random.
It's only at night when you've just fallen asleep. Every night.
If you're awake.
Without fail. Well, I'm always awake before.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
almost always. But
Same.
I thought that was really hilarious. Well, the thing
That is hilarious.
apparently I did not realize, and I don't know where this comes
So
from.
did he tell you, like, oh, well, you know what you do?
No, I don't have any weird physical habits other than after I brush my teeth, I clap my hands
Has
to
he
get
seen you do that?
to get the other hand wet so that I can dry them together simultaneously.
Oh, that's why you do it. No, because the time you told me you did it, you didn't explain why.
I do it every day.
They both have to be wet. Oh my God, I have something to tell you. Go ahead, finish.
Okay, so anyway, so we were talking about all these personal habit things, and I said, was there anything like for me?
Your pen, so I don't forget.
And he goes, no. And I said, well, what about the sock basket? And he goes, yeah, you know what? That is weird. We have a sock basket
Yes.
For
random socks or all socks?
for all the socks.
Yeah.
So
I have a sock
everybody
drawer.
for our whole life in our house has
to
to
dig
go to the
through.
basket to find a pair of socks to go to school,
Right.
go to work, go to the gym,
Whatevs, yeah.
anything. And it's been like that since I've lived on my own.
Right.
And I couldn't remember if we had a sock basket when we were kids. But I said, is that normal? And he goes, well, no. And I said, did you have a sock basket when you were a kid? He's like, I did not. And I'm like, so you just
everybody
accept
has
this
a sock basket.
you just accept this as normal?
This is my life now.
Common practice? He goes, yeah. And I go, did you resign to it? Were you sad about it? I mean, like, give me something to work with
Did you ever
here.
someday realize, okay, my socks are never being folded again? That's just all
And he's like, yeah, I just kind of came to terms with it. And I'm like, this is so crazy. And never told
I
me.
have a feeling that Daryl's come to terms with quite a few
lot of
things
things.
in like 25 years.
I want to know. And he won't. It's like, I'd have to torture him with hot sticks. I'd have to burn him with something to get him to admit anything. It's crazy.
Well, could it be that he wouldn't tell you because for fear of it's not that important for you to get upset over and have a full-on discussion, or that he's just oblivious because he's a guy and doesn't really
I
think
think
about
it's
it?
more about that. I think it just things happen. And he's like, well, all right, I guess this is what's happening
Right.
now.
Because I'm wondering if we interviewed like my husband, if he would tell you like odd things that I do, or if he would be like, I don't know, because he just doesn't pay attention to anything.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What's with the produce?
Oh, well, it's kind of off topic. It's not really a personal habit.
Okay. Never mind.
But a person, no, now you have to say it.
Oh, tell me.
A person, the other day we were talking about at work about how you can no longer lick your fingers to open those
my
produce
God,
bags in the
that's a
produce department.
nightmare.
Right? So you're
Yes.
sitting there rubbing them, trying to figure out a way to get it
you have to
open.
touch wet produce.
Shut up! So he tells me, yeah, you just use the rain, like where they clean the lettuce.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate you. I'm like,
You just touch the
for
wet.
the last 9 months, I have been struggling to open bags, and I never thought to.
Just touch the wet where it rains, and
That's
then
what
you
he
just get
said.
the
And I'm
droplets.
like, you're brilliant. I was like, I have to tell someone.
Sorry.
I don't know.
She
I
stole
put my
my
fingers
thunder.
under my mask and lick my fingers. I don't care.
I do
Oh my
that
God.
too.
Ew.
What?
Wait, what? It didn't bother anyone before.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you couldn't get COVID before.
That's true. I
I don't
hadn't thought
have
of it like that.
COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
But there might be COVID germs out there. Then you licked your hand.
looking.
Oh, so
Looking?
I licked my fingers and opened a plastic bag, and then I stuck them straight up my nose and down my throat.
I've
Looking.
had to do. I was gonna say, listen, look,
Oh, looking.
Okay, Mom.
look.
Listen, look here.
All right. So, personal habits: the good, bad, and the ugly. you can take this any way you want. Paula, do you have a good personal habit?
Every night, and I know I get this from Mom, but after the kids go to bed, Victor's usually sitting on the couch, and he says, like, I usually putter around the house. It's not putzing, but it's puttering. And I just walk around. I pick up all the glasses, the cans, the shoes, I fold all the blankets and random clothing. And, in the kitchen, I put all the dishes in the sink, wipe off the counters. It's just like I just tidy up. I don't know what it is, but it's like after all the madness has gone, then I have to, clean everything up. And it's not really cleaning. It's just putting everything back in its place, neat and cleaning everything up. And it's just like, now I can relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm that way too. That's a good habit.
It's a good habit.
I mean, it doesn't last because by the morning time,
It doesn't
I mean, it makes you
It's a
feel
good
better,
habit.
and it is a good habit, because then in the morning when you wake up and you're tired and you don't want to do shit, you don't have to do that.
It is a good habit. What about you, Stephanie?
So one of my good personal habits is I wear an excessive amount of deodorant.
That's a good habit?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to smell me ever. Ever.
You know what, though? I'll be honest. In our family, I have yet to smell any of us,
We don't have
ever.
body odor.
That's actually not
We
true.
really don't.
That's
Who
not
has
true.
BO?
Allison and I both do.
You have BO?
I don't allow myself to, because I basically have a block of deodorant under my arms. But
I've never smelled your body ever.
and you never will.
I mean,
I have a
even when you
question.
weren't. What?
Do either of you sweat?
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't sweat.
I don't sweat
glisten.
either. If I ever get a little sweaty, it's usually because I'm nervous, and it's on my
that's
back,
true.
and it might be on my armpits, but I usually feel like a cutting sensation,
I do too. Oh my God. Under my arms.
and it's under
like a
my
slice.
arms.
Yes.
And the only person that does the same exact thing is Dad. Dad does not sweat. I don't know if you've ever
that's why I
noticed.
got it.
but-
I don't sweat either.
And I think it
don't
must
sweat.
be. I think it's a part of the Native American side in him, but he
Yeah.
does not sweat. And I
Yeah.
noticed. And everyone. Well, this has always been kind of a thing for guys. Is they're just they're like, oh, I'm going to make you sweat. And I'm like, no, you're really not, because I don't sweat. And they're like, oh, yeah, you
don't.
will. And one time, one guy, he's just like, see, I'm sweating. I'm like, no, that's you on me.
That's
Can
you
we
sweating.
switch? In fact, I'm
Ew,
gonna
get
get
off
on.
me,
I'm gonna
pig.
get on top because I don't want it anymore.
I can't.
That happened to me once, but it wasn't sweat. His nose was running. And all I could do is I looked up. It's no one you guys know. And I looked up and I could see this drip just hanging. And I was like, I couldn't even focus.
I'm not joking. I'm going to throw up.
I couldn't even focus.
slow motion, dude, try and go sideways.
I stopped everything. I said, I paused. I'm like, okay, let's stop.
Jamie.
And I said, this is
You
over.
don't understand that I do puke.
I'm not
Really.
going to. I'm not going to
No,
say
now
any
the
more.
thought's in my head. It's too late.
Are you like Stuart? Stuart, even if you said the word vomit, it would
Yeah.
make him sick. Or
That's
if you
me.
just even if you went like, "Ugh," he'd be like, why did you do that?
Yeah. Jerry and I tell each other things over the phone, like whoever's home. Like if I'm at work and he's at home, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because we have animals and there's always something going on.
Oh,
That's
right.
usually gross. And he'll be like, the other day I was talking to him on the phone and he's like, oh God. He's like, I don't know what, but somebody's dripping diarrhea out of their butt. I can't figure out who it is, but I keep finding little trails of it.
Oh, no.
I mean, the moment he started talking about it, I was like,
You're like,
I was at work. Yeah, I was like, stop. And he's like, are you really gagging? I was like, you know I am. He's like laughing. He's like, I'm sorry.
There are things like that make me do that, and I'm not going to mention them right now
Yeah, because
I
I'm
don't
literally so
want this
gaggy
to
right
do
now.
this.
Just what?
No.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That is the most addicting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
Listen.
my
No,
God.
seriously, listen to this. The other day, so we take turns about who has to clean up something if it happens.
Sure.
We have 3 cats. Okay, they're outdoors most of the time, but they come in and out.
Sure.
And we have a dog. So there is usually always something to do on any given day, and depending on what it is, we know each other's weaknesses. I can clean up crap more easily than I can clean up vomit.
Okay.
And thankfully, Jerry is the opposite.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, the other day I wasn't feeling well, and
That's why you guys compliment each other.
I know, right? You're shit and I'm puke. So the other day,
I'm shit. I'm puke.
and I get very
Yin to your
angry.
yang.
I get really angry when I have to do it, because if I have to do it more than once in a day, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm like, I will get furious. So I had just finished doing something disgusting, cleaning up something disgusting. And I was at my limit.
Oh, God.
I'm in the bedroom. I'm sitting on my bed. I'm watching something on DVR. And I hear Jerry. And like, oh, damn it. You know, he's making the noise. And I'm like, what? You know, and so I'm like, now what? You know, like, I'm not doing it again.
Oh, no.
You know, so he's like, I'll do it. Never mind. He's like, and I think the reason why he did it is because his job, one of his few jobs, is to clean the cat box.
Oh, yeah.
And it needed to be done. And I wasn't going to say it one more time.
They were boycotting the cat box because
And they will eventually. And I have told him that.
Yeah.
They'll give you a warning shot of poop somewhere, like
right.
They'll be like, "This is your last chance."
And I had been yelling about him all day and the day before, so I'm like, you know what? Someone's going to shit the floor, and I am going to rub your face in it. Like, change it.
Happens. I'm not cleaning it.
Exactly. So someone had literally taken a crap right in the middle of the damn room that we keep where we keep the cat box.
It was the first notice.
It was the first notice. It was the final notice.
Notice.
So he utilizes his painting tools when necessary, and those those giant things that you like put spackle on the wall.
Yes.
What I know what you call them. They're like, anyway. He takes that thing and he goes in there, and I try not to look because like I literally don't even want to know about it because I will throw up.
Yeah.
So I look over as he's scooping the crap up. And his face is so, I mean, it was literally like the most disgusting thing ever to him. He hates doing it. And he literally threw up on the floor. He was all, I mean, I thought it was just from a gag. But puke came out.
Oh my God.
And he didn't know I was watching.
Oh my God. I'm going to pee my pants.
So I literally turned my head really quick, like, oh my God. I didn't want to, because I knew he was going to look up to see if I could see.
Oh,
and I was like,
I will pee my pants, you guys.
well, then as soon as he was out of shot, I mean, I was laughing so hard. I could not stop laughing. I think I did pee my pants.
I can't believe a dude would just do that.
And then I laughed for like hours. Like every time I thought, you know how when you have like a visual in your head and it's so funny you keep laughing about it, even though it's like 2 hours
times. Like I'll start laughing later in the day, like about something that I thought.
I always laugh at someone else's pain and
you
torment.
guys are not rookies, though. You know you can't clean up cat poop right away. Why didn't you put like a bowl over it and just wait a couple hours, and then when you come back, they're like Lincoln Logs.
Oh,
I'm telling
my God.
you. No, you're right. But normally I'm the poop girl. So in this particular moment,
and that's why I'd be like, I'm putting this bowl down. I'll be back. Like write a note, like be right back.
No. I was protesting because I'd already done it like 3 times earlier in the day on some
because of the cat box being full.
I can't remember what the circumstances were, but I just know I had already done my share of grossness that day.
What was your good personal habit again?
My good one? Too much deodorant.
Too much deodorant.
Oh, right.
You don't ever have to smell me. Ever.
My good one is I actually do a mud mask every 2 weeks.
Do you?
I have to because I'm avoiding injections. I don't want to do injections or facelifts.
If I had the money, I would do it.
I know.
About doing laser.
hesitation.
I'm afraid. You know, I keep seeing all these women on these reality shows, and they
won't look like that.
They look like jokers.
Just don't
and
go,
they all
yeah.
look the same. And
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
do.
I don't want to do that. I don't want someone to go, well, you don't look impossibly refreshed. You look like you belong on the Real Housewives of the OC. Like, I don't want to look like that.
What's the difference between like a chemical peel and like lasers?
I don't know.
One's
natural and
one's
one's
skin cells.
Oh, you know what?
off.
I saw someone that she got a chemical peel and then she showed like the phases. She looked positively injured.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
It seems so harmful.
It's acid. I'm not doing it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying women swear by them, but I don't feel like I would want to do that to my face.
I don't think we have that kind of damage to our skin.
I don't. I mean, this woman actually, she had skin cancer. So.
See, I want to do the lasers because I have the fine lines. Like I'm getting those stupid like feathery lines on my lips, above my lips, and it doesn't matter what I do. I can put like an inch level of lip liner on. My lipstick will jump the bridge and bleed onto my skin. I hate it.
True.
And then I'm getting these ones by like my eyes and below it. And so, like, when I, on my upper cheeks. And so it's just starting to look like...
Yeah. The collagen is starting to go away.
Yeah, it's starting to look saggy. And then, of course, I am getting, like, this thing between my brow, like, it was a long time ago.
Because we frown constantly.
Ever since she spread my brows and like swiped the wax in there, it's like she spread my peaches and like
I know.
It's
very graphic.
I never recovered from that, and I'm just like something has to be done about that. I'm never going to do that again.
The very first time I had my brows waxed, and she said, "Shall I get the hair in between your eyebrows?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, like my cheeks.
And I'm like, what do you mean, what hair? And I'm like, there's nothing there. She goes, no, there's fuzz. I'm like, oh my God. Yes, take it all. I was like, God.
Well, if there's something there and you feel there is, I mean, do what you need to do.
If you feel that I look like some kind of caveman.
And you guys thought it was weird I did my cheeks when she told me my cheeks needed to be done. I'm like, oh, do I have fuzzy cheeks? She's like, oh yeah. I'm like,
listen,
oh my God,
first of all, since you told me that.
Don't tell you anything to wax anything.
I have looked in the mirror since that day, and I do have cheek fuzz, and I'm just like so self-conscious now. I'm like, do I look like I have a beard in the sun?
Yeah, totally.
I do?
Like, no. Oh. No, I'm saying I have the same fear. Like Mary Ingalls, did you ever watch an episode of in the new like HD? Now,
do they have fuzzy
Mary
faces?
Ingalls is like a freaking bear.
What?
Oh my God!
Does she have hairy arms too?
No, because they're all
they're always covered.
Yeah, but her cheeks, she's looking in the sun. She's like, bah! And everything,
and you can see the hair.
Oh my God! So, and I told Jared, he's like, oh my God, I never noticed that before. Oh my God! He's like, you don't look like that.
Freaking HD! I swear.
Yeah,
okay,
she probably
bad.
She must hate it.
Okay, good. We've done. Okay, bad habits, bad personal habits. Paula.
It's a terrible habit, but I'm obsessed with my vaginal groin area.
Yes,
Given
we know,
enough
it's gross.
light and magnification, you can find things.
I don't know how many times I can tell you to stop looking at your snatch, Paula.
I know, because it's like the most disgusting thing. Not your snatch, but looking at a snatch. I'm just
No,
saying.
You'll
don't
never
look
be
at
a
the snatch. You
gynecologist.
look at like the labia, the groin, the pubic area.
Yes.
You can find a lot of things like blackheads
sure.
or pimple, or if you like pucker up, I mean, you can find a tiny pimple on like your ass cheek.
Are you popping ass cheek pimples?
I'm popping anything I find, Jamie. I'll squeeze a hair follicle if it looks like it's puffed.
And squeeze and pull and squeeze.
Jamie, I will take like a micro picture and like frame it out, like zoom it out, just so I can see things that I can't see, and then I will try and locate them, and then squeeze them.
That's a very bad habit.
But it only happens like between the 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. hour when I'm
you can't
positive
sleep.
everyone's sleeping, and
and there's no
I'm
chance of being
holding
caught.
my cell phone and the mirror between my leg hands, and I'm.
so you use your feet?
That's a vision.
Oh my
How
God.
How can you just flippantly use that word like it's nothing?
Leg hands?
The feet. Why can't you say that word?
Oh, is that why you say that? So you don't have to say the word?
I know.
I was wondering why you guys kept saying leg hands, and then
Well, no one wants to say feet.
The F word.
Yeah. Like Biloxi Booze. If there's something going on, she has.
It's like offensive.
All right, Stephanie, what's your bad habit? Because I don't know if you can top that one, but please, let's hear
no,
it.
definitely cannot top that one. Okay,
Oh, you guys can. You just won't say.
No,
Paula, I
honest to
do
God.
not. I'm sorry, but I do not sit spread eagle and look at my vagina. Okay,
I don't either. I can honestly say that.
in the quest of looking for something to pick. Okay, I don't.
Oh, but you were salivating when I said I had a scalpel.
That's different.
That is different.
Well, what would you have done with yours?
With my scalpel. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure I would have found. Oh, okay. Let's wait till mine. Go, Stephanie.
Okay, so mine is pretty gross, but I will say that I have recently found reprieve because I started getting pedicures, which I've never gotten pedicures in my entire life.
No, I would, but I mean, I went a really long time where I wasn't mutilating myself, but it's
you're
been
back
a
to
stressful
it.
couple of months, and they're all gone now.
So I thought if I did them, that it would stop me from doing things to my feet that I shouldn't be.
Sure,
or my leg hands. Excuse me.
Yes.
So I thought I would try it once and see if I could do it, like actually get through the process. And
How was it?
It was pretty terrible, but I managed to get through it. And when I was done, my leg hands looked amazing.
Yeah, they do.
I was
No,
like,
they
oh my
do.
God.
I just don't watch because I don't think anyone should ever have to do something like that. And I feel guilty watching someone do it.
I spent $150 getting my nails done and my leg hands done in one day. And for me, I do it mostly when I'm working.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
because
Well, yeah, it's a little reward. That's what I
Well,
use.
no, because
Absolutely.
everybody looks at me. God,
no,
this
it's
is going
not-
to sound so incredibly
It's a mini
vain.
spa day. You deserve
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's not
pampering.
even about that. It's,
I know.
it's my vanity.
You are we all agreed you are the vainest of us all.
I am.
Yeah.
And I get a lot.
Mirror, mirror
I hope
on the
nobody that
wall.
knows me
Who's the
listens to
vainest
this.
of them all? It is
No, I get get a lot of
Stephanie.
attention at work. I do, and I hate to admit it. It's because I'm attractive.
Hey, we stand out. We stand
I can't
out.
Help it. It could be my personality, maybe because they hate me. I don't know.
No, we stand out because we walk in and own the shit out of a room. We walk in and
Yeah.
people go, "Who's that girl?"
Right?
We stand out also because we're deaf and we speak really loudly.
True.
Well, that is not wrong. She came out of nowhere like a man from outer space. It doesn't even matter that I haven't seen his face.
We're gonna wrap those handlebars around that neck of his. The punk is gonna get it when we find out
Who he is?
everyone around you.
Stop, please.
Yeah, we can go on.
We can't forever. We could literally go on forever. What's your bad habit?
So I'm trying to get there, but we keep singing.
I apologize. Go.
No, because now I have it in my. Who's that guy? Okay, so before I got the pedicure, the reason why I did it was because I had been mutilating my heels.
Oh,
With those, you know, those giant, not the little finger clippers, but the
Yes,
big ones.
yes.
I assume they're for people's man hand, or no, what do you call them?
Toenails, yes,
Leg
I
nail.
know.
Yeah, I can't even
yes.
say that. That's gross.
Yeah, what are you gonna call them? Leg hand nails?
Yeah, leg hand
Leg hand
nails.
nails.
Leg hand
Right,
nail
it's
clippers?
It's getting difficult.
Well, it'll just need to be a habit for me, and then I'll start saying it normally. But anyway, so
No, that's difficult.
to the point to where I was limping, like I was bleeding, and I had scabs, and I mean, I had just literally mutilated my man hand. I can't say it. My heels.
Your man hand?
Man hands.
It's like that not
saying
Jerry
that.
Springer. What the fuck is
We
that
know what you
called?
mean.
So, yeah, you know what I mean.
Seinfeld.
So I thought, I had to make a conservative effort to allow them to heal sufficiently before I would go to get a pedicure.
Because you don't want to get the lecture.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who would you would look at them and be like, I'm not touching those. You're going to bleed.
Did you just walk across barbed wire? What is this? Okay, so my bad habit is actually along the same lines of you guys.
Okay. Shocking.
We all have anxiety in this family. Like, we all just have it naturally. We're all
What?
PTSD.
What are you talking about? Who said that?
We're perfectly sane. What do you mean?
Right.
And so lately, even when I'm watching something even brainless like The Big Bang Theory or something, I will pick at my cuticles to the point of bleeding. And
Jamie,
all
you
of
have
them.
done that since
Yeah.
I can remember.
I know. And you know what? I went through a phase just like Stephanie. I started getting my nails done every week, every 2 weeks, because it kept me from doing it. And I
does.
did it for years. Well, then the nail beds start to get really weak and you have
do.
to give yourself a break. And so I gave myself a break. And the next thing you know, I have bloody fingers, and it is to me, I shame myself so hard because I'm like, I am a grown ass woman. What if I had to go somewhere important and I have this?
Yeah.
This is horrible.
When you go to pay for something.
Oh my God. It's horrible, but it's this really bad habit. And I'm like, why does watching TV stress me out so much? And the only thing I can think of, because it's only when I'm watching TV, and the only thing I can think of is I'm sitting idly. And I have this thing lately, and I think it's because of the pandemic. I feel lazy all the time.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I'm sitting at the
Jerry's
computer,
the laziest human being on the planet. He has to get up at 6:30 in the morning and start moving, or I am furious.
get up!
God.
The sun is almost up.
I just have my own room. I'd be
You
like,
should have married a
"Wow."
farmer.
No, but I never did this before pandemic. But now he's just lazy all the time, and I can't stand it.
All I can say is that I will be doing I do a legitimate amount of research for our shows.
Yeah.
I read everything to make sure I know what Paul is probably going to talk about or what I want to talk about or whatever. And I will be doing hours. I'll be doing work or whatever. And then I'm like, I have to get up, and I'm punishing myself
doing
because
that.
I'm feeling so lazy.
Yeah.
And so I think when I'm sitting trying to enjoy myself with Daryl, watching TV, having a glass of wine, I'm like, you're such a fucking asshole.
You're lazy.
You loser. And so
Your
I'm
kitchen's disgusting.
yeah, so it's like I can think of 100 things you should be doing rather than sitting on your fat ass, picking
Yeah.
at your nails, watching The Big Bang Theory.
100%.
And I do it every fucking day. And so it's like I have to break it. I have to stop it.
Yeah.
I need a small Vietnamese woman to tell me to put Vaseline on my hands.
Right.
Okay, so Paula, what is your good habit? No, good, bad, ugly. Your ugly habit. What's your ugly habit?
God, what can it
Man, I'm trying to think.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Lip and clip.
Well, yeah,
It's the only ugly
go-to.
habit. I don't know anyone who subscribes to that mantra with such militant
Like they'll walk out ugly, or they would just fully shower.
How many? No. Lip and clip is just, putting your hair up in a lip.
Yeah, no, I know what it is.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I have seen far too many women on this planet who don't give a fuck when they walk out the door.
Gotcha.
But we have been trained, whether it's healthy or not doesn't matter at this point. We do not leave the house without looking even remotely, even moderately presentable.
True.
Whether it's a hat with lip gloss, it doesn't matter.
Well, now I can't even wear lip gloss anymore. I have to wear a mask.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
but my mask is cute.
I make that mistake constantly. I'll put on lipstick and then I put on my mask. I'm like, God dang it, why do they do that?
I know. I miss wearing lip gloss.
Well, now I wear matte, so it doesn't come off.
I do miss wearing lip colors. I have balms now, which I hate. I miss the high. I have this super high gloss that I love, and I just don't wear it anymore.
Yeah, that's
but anyway,
I know my makeup's getting old. Some of those lipsticks I have are like, it's been 9
my
months.
mascara got dried out. I haven't even worn it.
So lip and clip.
Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's my ugly habit is a lip and clip everywhere, always.
So this has always been a constant in our family, like the having no poker face, basically. Like,
yes,
if we see something, we just you can read it all over us. Mm-hmm. But mine's become more audible now too. Like,
I know, Paula, what's happening to you? You're like,
I just don't care.
You're getting
anymore.
hostile. I know.
And so. Like, we were at the store, Victor and I were at the store the other night buying Christmas stuff, and everyone's wearing masks. So we were getting ready to pull out of, like, a department section onto the main aisle, and this girl was coming towards us. She had blue hair. She was, like, 5'1", and she had, like, these very angry-looking eyes. But she had this really low-cut top where she was, like, all cleaved out. And her mask was one of those, it's not really a mask, it's like a bandana kind of mask.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those gator things.
And what it was
that,
is
like, go down your
just,
neck and up your face.
Yes.
Okay.
It was black, but it looked like it was an X-ray, and it was the bottom half of a mouth and chin.
Okay.
And so she was walking towards us, and she just, like, stone cold straight head, walked past us, and I started giggling.
You laughed at her?
I was just like, and I started laughing. And Victor's like, "What's so funny?" I'm just like, she's so not legitimately badass that it's hilarious to me. And Victor's just like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I can just tell." I'm like, she's just trying so hard to be so bad and badass. And I'm just like, it's just so funny to me. I'm like, and so we walk through the store, and like every 5 minutes I'd be like, and I'd start laughing again because I just found it so humorous.
That is an ugly behavior for sure. What about you, Stephanie? Do you have any of those?
Mine, of course, is related to food.
Of course it is.
And so since I took off a whole bunch of time for pandemic and I've been back to work recently, I am back to my old habit that I do, which is sneaking food. I know.
Why do you feel like you have to sneak it? I don't understand.
Because when I'm at home, I won't go out. I will, but whatever we buy, like if we do DoorDash or if somebody goes out to get something, it's for the whole fam, right?
Yeah.
It's whatever we all like.
Right.
No, we don't get individual, like you want this, we don't do that. But when I go to work, I can have whatever I want. Literally, I don't have to share, and no one has to know, and I can spend whatever I want.
Oh my God, that's so delicious.
Now, if I were 400 pounds, I would not be telling anybody about this, and I wouldn't be proud. But I'm not, and it's something that I do maybe once or twice a week.
What do you do?
I go and get some kind of food
that nobody at home would eat.
Yeah, like I'll get literally 3 giant sushi rolls and eat them in my car.
In your car?
Yeah. No. I can't even take them to my desk because of the veracity of how I eat. Or I'll go to like I Love Teriyaki and get like a huge teriyaki bowl with extra spicy chicken or, just something that I would never eat or indulge in at home because the family wouldn't eat it.
Yes.
And I'll spend, $30 to $50 just on those little indulgences, which I feel guilty about. Yeah. I mean, you know how much sushi is? It's ridiculous.
It's expensive.
I don't eat California rolls.
No.
So, yeah, it's very expensive, and then I always kind of feel bad, because at the end of the week, I look at my checking account, I'm like, my God, Stephanie, you spent $65 on Subway and sushi. I'm like, hilarious. Oh my God, because I had to have the foot-long tuna with extra mayonnaise.
Oh my God. Now that you know it's not dairy, you can have as much mayonnaise as you want.
I do. Well, I'm not lactose intolerant anymore since I gave birth. Yeah, so it's actually terrible, because dairy is so fattening.
I know.
And when I couldn't eat it, I was skinnier.
I just hate it.
Yeah, it's horrible. But anyway, that's my it's not
well, yeah, I think we've definitely divulged a lot of our private personal habits, you guys.
I'm grateful my husband doesn't listen to the show. He'd be like,
seriously.
What? I knew it!
I knew you were eating
Because
sushi.
I actually, make sure that there's no evidence. I throw everything away. It's all in the garbage. There's nothing in my car. No one will ever know.
Oh, God, it's
like
you
being
and
a serial killer.
it's you and
Kind of.
10,000 other people's secret.
I know, right now it is.
Okay, so a couple of things before we all say goodbye to 2020 and the show. We will be back in January with all new episodes. Quickly, this is a really strange thing, but I need to share it with you guys because we are in the top 100 podcasts in India.
Shut
Wait, where?
up. We love you, India. Oh my God. I love that.
Legitimately. We are
you know what?
legitimately.
Indian people are like the smartest people on the planet. No shit. They are. They are smart. They are educated. They are cultured. They are world travelers.
I don't know, but
Why the hell
such
do they
an
listen
honor.
to us? No, I'm just
Producer Dub,
funny.
Producer Dub went out of his way. This is the second time he goes, I know you didn't take this seriously the first time I told you. He goes, but you're in the top 100 in India. Wow. And I'm like, did they not know who Joe Rogan is? He goes, no, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought that was really exciting, and I wanted to say hello and thank you, and I think that's great. And it's not some kind of weird glitch. It's real.
It's legit.
Thank you, India. And our Nigerian prince, I mean, you're going to have to step it up.
Who?
Really?
We have
you guys have a Nigerian?
We have a following.
Listeners in Nigeria.
We have a following in Nigeria, and you guys are slacking. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God.
Better share us.
Step it up. Step it
If you want to take over the crown, you've got to compete with India.
It is on.
Wait, you want them to take over the crayons?
I said no, that's Daryl. Daryl says crown when he means coloring crayons.
Crayon.
I say crayon.
I say crayon. Jerry says crayon.
Daryl goes crown.
He's weird because
and I'm like,
Florida.
why do you say that? He's like, what, crown?
He says crown?
He says crayon.
It's not even spelled like that.
I'm like, I don't even want to color with you
It's
anymore.
crayon is how it's spelled, but it's
Give me back my
pronounced
crayons.
Crayon.
Give me my crayons back.
Yeah.
You've got all the good blues. Get out of here.
Stop it!
Anyway, so with that being said, thank you all to our listeners who are listening. Even with the pandemic, we have not lost any downloads, which we really appreciate. And I think it's because we just don't talk about it, because we're just like, we don't want to talk about it either.
Right? It feels like it's just us listening anyway. I feel like there's always like no one on the other end.
My personal wishes and dreams and resolutions for us next year is, well, I don't want to get fatter. I really don't. And I am definitely looking forward to the time when we can all go see John B. live.
Yay!
Yes.
Those are my
so awesome. And then we have to do a show after that.
Yes, those are my big dreams for next year.
Those are huge.
What about you, Paula?
Probably the same as every year. Try
Don't
not
get
to
pregnant?
Get pregnant, and I'm pretty sure that's
we just
not going to
discussed
happen.
this. You
Yeah.
can't get pregnant.
Lose some weight, and I think hopefully I can do that. And
so thin. I don't know.
I guess
I know,
other
I
than that, just a better year than
Yes.
this one.
Better.
Anything better than this one.
I know. And, it's everybody, of course, now there's all those people. When it turns 2021 at midnight, nothing's going to change. It's going to be a long time.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you know what? It's called hope. It's called
Well, you know what?
positivity.
Your life probably sucked already, so,
Right?
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
The pandemic gave them purpose. Now they had something to belong to.
Now they can be angry all the time.
Oh, those people will always find something to be pissed off about.
Yes. What about you, Stephanie? What about you?
So I have similar aspirations. Of course, mine always semi-revolve around my job. I hope to do something different than I did last year and the year 7 years prior to me working.
Career aptitude.
I do. I feel like I have made some pretty significant positive changes in that regard, so I want to keep going. But other than that, I would also like to try to tackle the distance learning thing that I've been not engaging for literally 10 months.
Oh,
I
with your
kept thinking
child.
it was going to go away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was as bad as he was, making excuses and not taking it seriously. And it's like, since the last month or so, I finally just have decided, like, this is our life.
Yeah.
And it's not going to change.
No.
He's been like 1,000 times better. And
Oh,
so I have, of
good.
course, now I have guilt about all the months that I
Yeah, but we
allowed
were
him to
all-
screw around.
Everyone was trying to figure it out, though.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, they're pretty small, but I have found that the time that I've been able to spend with my son and being at home is so incredibly valuable to me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Goes so fast.
It's so fast.
Yes.
So I'm really, really grateful for that. But I do hope that we get back to going to concerts and eating out because those are like my favorite things.
God.
Ever.
I agree.
And staying in hotels. God, I love
Oh my
staying in
God,
hotels.
I know
Yeah,
you do.
I mean, let's shoot for Vegas next year. I mean, if it's open.
I am so ready to watch slutty women walk around trying to get laid. I'm so ready for it.
I don't want to go to like a trendy bar though.
No.
I can't.
Anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's our goal for next year. Maybe the summer. That'd be great because everybody
Yeah.
gets particularly slutty in the summer. So
True.
there's going to be a baby boom like you don't even know.
I mean, it's so funny when I went back to work, I was thinking, like, I am so huge. I'm such a whale. Like, I've been home so long. I can imagine people, when you see someone you
Hey,
haven't seen
you
in a
know
long
what?
time
There's
and they're
acceptance
fat.
in numbers. That's all.
That is exactly what I was about to say. Like, every person I run into, they're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you forever. The first thing in my mind is like, oh my God, you're fatter than me. Yay! I'm so glad.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next year. Bye.
Happy anniversary. No, that's not right. Have a good New Year.
Happy anniversary, everyone. Bye.